Hi, I wanted to come on here and talk about a serious subject for a minute. I, used to work for the court systems and was a CASA and a mediator and also a divorce coach, a divorce and breakthrough domestic violence coach. With that, I've seen, over 30 years of just domestic violence and separations due to domestic violence and divorces due to domestic violence. I've mostly worked with the women that went through domestic violence with narcissistic personality disorder. That is a word that is thrown around so many times and so much that people really don't understand its meaning. I must tell you that both professionally and experience-wise, in personal lives, I've also been involved with narcissistic personality disorder as well. Who better to share all the information with someone that has been through it? I've seen so many people DMing me about the uptick in domestic violence with women going through divorces, going through separations with the coronavirus. The virus has created people that have been quarantined with their spouse that they don't want to be with. It's a huge issue. It's a problem. And I'm here to address that because everything is closed down. Courts are usually virtual if they are open. And with that being said, the people that were in the middle of a divorce has had to stop, or the middle of going into a separation, or maybe possibly thinking of something like that. When violence is involved, and there's many different aspects of violence, just so you know, it's not just physical. When there is violence involved, there's so many risk factors to putting a person in a household that they can't be in or don't want to be in or have tried to leave and now they can't. There's a lot of resources out there, but we all have to basically kind of open our mouths and maybe make a change. Because if we don't, nobody's going to really understand or nobody's going to really know that this is really happening. A lot of people have been, forced to be someplace that they're not, and it has created more violence, more history, more issues for police, and more issues for people that, can't get away from the situation. Narcissistic personality abuse is very real, and the trauma, I can't even explain to you the trauma that it does to a victim. I can't even explain to you. It leaves you so confused. Your trauma continues for years and years, and I don't think it ever actually goes away. So when people message me all the time and say, well, I used to follow you, when you did all of this stuff for the court system, and when you had your other Instagram up, because I had another one that was very, very successful. And the reason I didn't do that is because, number one, I moved out of state, and number two, it's highly emotional. It's highly involving, other people that may not, want to be helped. It's very frustrating. It's frustrating to help along the way for 6 months, 5 months, 2 years, 3 years, 2 months, and then have them go back. It's a frustrating thing, and it's very highly emotional. Kids are involved, and it makes a problem for custody, visitation, support, any of that. I have dealt with all aspects of it. As I was a mediator, I still am a mediator. I just don't do it in South Carolina. I was kind of going into mortgage business, real estate business, and that's what I was focused on. But I see the need so greatly to come back to this side because I get a lot of DMs from attorneys that I've worked with, from people that have done referrals for me, people that I've helped. I've helped over 60, 63, something like that, women and men. You know, there's been men involved as well, but I've helped a lot of people. And the reason I have done that is because I understand it completely. I think there's a great need to come in here and to definitely say you're not alone. There's so many people that want out and can't get out, but you're not alone, and I promise you on that. And I'm, kind of teetering on coming full force with what I was doing before, and, not going into the mortgage real estate business, as I have a finance degree as well. So I don't really know at this point, but I do want to tell you guys, you're not alone. Narcissistic personality abuse is severe. The syndrome is very taxing. It is very severe. And I, want to welcome you to reach out to me. Right now, I am still seeing clients. I was only taking part-time clients here and there, doing mediations for them. But like I said, this coronavirus has left a lot of people in the dark, and a lot of people need to come out and, speak up. Another thing is, please don't be afraid to call the police. Please, I understand that police may not be your friend. Many times domestic violence survivors or people that are in it call and they get nothing. They get nowhere. Nobody helps them. I understand that. I totally understand that. But right now, with all the situations going on, they have been trained to differently, look at other situations. So don't be afraid to call the police. Because if you have proof, if you have pictures, if you have documentation, if you have any kind of text messages, that's actual proof. And, even your word is proof. Just remember that, just because some men or some women that are police